Welcome back, everyone, to a very special episode of the Nic Cage Fight podcast, where, every once in a while, when you're going through a famous actor's filmography, you stumble across a incredibly bizarre 50-minute long music video slash stage show slash Fringe Festival entry. I am one of your hosts, going to try and carefully guide you through this fever dream. Josh, joined as always by Rich and Ryan. Ryan, of course, being the one who should have fucking warned us. But you know what? We're
I
better off
mentioned it at some
walking
point.
into this blind.
No,
How are
I
we
fucking
feeling,
love.
guys?
I
I'm
fucking
feeling
love
pretty
this.
good. I want to play Sonic and Knuckles, which is a comment that's not going to make any sense until we get through housekeeping.
No, I fucking loved it. The music was fucking phenomenal. It was great. The visuals were weird, and I didn't get it.
What part of the music did you like the most? Was it the shrieking women or the
Yes.
sawing of the
Yes.
log?
Yes, to both. But okay,
all right.
I'll go into this real quick because I was having this conversation with Ryan before you got here. I like Josh knows like my one type of musical taste, which is like, sad boy pop punk, hardcore, stuff like that. Inside of me, there are two wolves, and one of them listens to hardcore, and the other one listens to weird ambient stuff. So this really tickled that weird ambient stuff side of me. I enjoyed, honestly, like I didn't enjoy it, but I thought it was really cool when they would have somebody sing the same line 57 times in a row, and then all of a sudden there's an audio jump scare.
That's so crazy to me, man.
It was real cool, and I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna make some music with audio jump scares because I never thought about doing it, and thank you, David Lynch.
If you want somebody to play some droney bass, I'll do that.
I mean, I got a bass right up here. I got my guitar,
Okay.
got my bass, got my drum set.
I like my
If you
bass
just
because
need
it's
people to
fretless
make
and it makes
weird
weirder
sounds,
noises.
I feel like I could slot into this endeavor as well. Maybe
Yeah.
I'll learn to love it.
Oh shit, are we going to become the hottest new noise band in the Philly live scene?
Do you
God,
know
I
how
hope so.
fucking difficult it is to break into that scene?
I mean,
Yeah.
I know a lot of people in that scene, not terribly hard.
It would be it's a little hard without a bankroll, tell you that much. So, all right. We're here to talk about Industrial Symphony #1, The Dream of the Brokenhearted. This was released in 1990, and it's unrated because
It's
nobody
a music
gives a shit
video.
about rating it. It's a fucking music video / stage show.
And this stage show was performed 3 times, twice on November 9th, 1990, and once at a later date that I cannot identify in Canada somewhere. I think Montreal.
And it's 50 minutes long. So,
real quick, because after about 25 minutes, I stopped looking at. I'm sensitive to like strobe lights, so I was kind of trying to quick like glance at it. Nic Cage was only in like 30 seconds of this, right?
The first like 30 seconds, yeah.
That's what I thought. Okay, I was just curious.
Also, Ryan, I have a legitimate question about this, but
First 2 minutes 20 seconds actually.
let's get through housekeeping first, because
All right.
then I want to dive into the meat of this story. So, the director, David Lynch, known for Twin Peaks, Inland Empire, Mulholland Drive, Wild at Heart, Blue Velvet, Eraserhead, The Elephant Man, and the non-Tim Tam Shamalam Dune.
I love Dune. I love it when they pull the heart plugs out and the black blood comes. It's really good.
So,
No, Ryan made me appreciate David Lynch.
Thank you.
I like Lynch. I very much like his interviews. I think he has a great head of hair. And
He
I like
has
a number of his
such good
films.
hair.
He has phenomenal hair. I sometimes sit and wonder if he would have been in the cultural zeitgeist at all if he did not have that good of hair.
Yeah, he looks good on a TV screen. I think that's what it is. I think
He
that's why they
fucking-
kept giving him money.
That's what I'm saying.
I can see that.
Could you imagine if Lynch was less attractive sort of in general? Do you think he would have gotten away with any of this?
He definitely wouldn't have dated Isabella Rossellini, I'll tell you that much.
I'm just saying, man. Sometimes if you want to make good art, you gotta be hot. It's kind of a requirement. There's no credited writers, but I do want to take a brief moment to let everybody know the 5 songs that are in this performance that have lyrics. David Lynch wrote all of the lyrics.
And Angelo Badalamenti wrote all of the music for everything in this.
There you go. I will say, as creative as Lynch is, his lyrics a little one-dimensional. But we will go over that. I do
Yeah,
have
because
all
he
of the
didn't
lyrics
have
pulled up.
his lyrical renaissance like when he recorded Crazy Clown Time.
I gotta check out his lyrics for other shit because
Yeah.
these are a little beautifully performed. Don't get me wrong, and several of them I consider to be solid bops. But
It kind of reminds me of the one notedness of his newspaper comic strip that he did for a while called The Angriest Dog on Earth, where it's the exact same 3 panels every day for like a couple of years.
That's something Lynch would do 100%.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
and that I kind of appreciate. I can respect that. That's weird. Um, so moving on to cast, we have perhaps a little misleadingly, we have Nicolas Cage as always, top of the list as Heartbreaker, followed very closely by Laura Dern as Heartbroken Woman. Laura Dern, if you're not familiar, was in Jurassic Park, Blue Velvet, Wild at Heart, Marriage Story, Little Women, a bunch of shit. You know who Laura Dern is, or you should. Then we have Julie Cruz as the dream self of the heartbroken woman. And Julie Cruz was in Twin Peaks. She was on the Blue Velvet soundtrack. She was in Wind in the Willows. And I'm sure Ryan will point out several things that I missed in her CV in general.
You know, I actually haven't seen any of her early stuff, but I think this Alice in Wonderland TV movie that she was in 1982 looks absolutely insane. So I'm going to watch that.
There you go. She was in a couple of like TV movies with like recognizable IP names, but not recognizable production runs of those things. So I didn't really
think
dive
The Red
into
Shoes is like well regarded as an important piece of cinema, but that's something I haven't actually seen.
Okay. All right. Next up, we have Michael J. Anderson as Woodsman Twin A, who was in Mulholland Drive, Carnival, Twin Peaks, and quite a few music videos and made-for-TV movies.
And a lot of video games, including fucking Night Trap.
He was in Night Trap?
He was in fucking Night Trap.
The first piece of media to ever get canceled?
Yes, specifically. But the one thing I will always remember him for is the Sonic and Knuckles commercial that came out around Christmas, the year that game dropped, because he just plays a Santa's elf.
Oh shit, I fucking remember that.
Yeah. And then they sell Sonic and Knuckles to Sega, and you've got a couple of Santa's elves living in like Miami wearing fucking Hawaiian shirts and shit.
God damn, advertising took such a dive. That's a shame. And so the last person on my entry is John Bell. And I put John Bell on here for one reason only, because he deserves to be called out for the character that he plays in this performance, which is the tall-skinned deer. John Bell
Nightmare
actually
fuel. Nightmare fuel.
So cool.
To an absurd
Fucking
degree.
loved it.
Not cool.
So cool.
It was cool.
It was so cool.
It was
It was
Nightmare fuel, though.
absolutely not. When we get to that scene, I'm going to require both of you to defend your positions on this.
Well, I like fear. I like to feel it.
I love horror movies. I love horror movies.
Okay, there's a difference between horror movie fear and I don't understand this at all fear.
Yes. The fear of the unknown. So it turns out John Bell was not, this wasn't his first foray into entertainment in general. He was in Stella, Little Man Tate, Rocket Gibraltar, and Mr. and Mrs. Bridge, among other entries. I haven't seen any of those fucking things. And if they include characters, anything resembling the tall-skinned deer, I will not be seeing those. I'm assuming by their titles, they're more mundane roles, but who fucking knows?
That's a safe assumption.
All right. So that's all I got for housekeeping.
Yeah, that's sort of it.
So we can talk about how that girl fucks a car like in Titan now?
Yes,
All right.
we can.
First of all, that was way less erotic than Titan.
Okay. Yes. Yeah, but I still one of the 2 times I've seen somebody fuck a car.
I didn't get car fucker vibes from it explicitly. It was erotic, but it was more like I don't know, like you see a snake coiling around a tree. Like she was like swimming around the car. It was very odd.
She was being caressed by the car.
She was doing the caressing.
She was
the car
doing
was
the
very
caressing.
passive the entire time. Sort of just laying there.
It was not a Christine situation.
Yeah. So okay. This is the primary question I had. Is this just David Lynch like holding on to maybe like his own fanfic of Wild at Heart? They're like the same characters, Nic Cage and Laura Dern in this, right?
Well, yeah, probably.
She's even doing the accent and delivery in the same exact way.
I think
Cage's
that
too.
intro was a cut scene from Wild at Heart that he just fucking retrofit onto this thing.
Okay, that's exactly what it felt like to me.
Yeah, because like Nic Cage was doing the same accent and everything, so that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, so is Dern. Like it's their characters from Wild at Heart.
And
so that
Laura Dern has the exact same haircut.
Yeah.
It was really just missing Willem Dafoe saying fuck me 47 times in a row.
No, it was not missing that. Nobody was missing that. That was one of the most
his weird
uncomfortable experiences I've had watching cinema.
Oh, yeah. No, that was the most uncomfortable scene as we have seen so far in any Nic Cage movie.
Agreed. Which you feel like would be a high bar to clear, but who knows?
I was pretty uncomfortable for the entire runtime of G-Force.
Yeah, you keep going on about that. I can't wait for you to play the video game.
Look, man, at least I can mute the video game. I just gotta learn how to do it fast.
That's against the rules. You got.
We haven't established any rules like that.
Audio must be
audio
had.
Cues for the glitches that you're gonna need to utilize.
God, I really hope all the glitches are audio and like they're all like now when the Black Eyed Peas song starts, you have to wait 47 seconds when will.i.am says the word come on, and on the second syllable hit these 3 buttons at once, standing in this position. If you miss it, you have to wait for the song to start again.
That would be good. All right, so we open up on this phone call, which I agree with Ryan's hypothesis here. It's likely a cut scene.
Yeah, because they cut fucking multiple hours out of that movie.
Yeah. And it's a conversation between Heartbreaker and Heartbroken Woman, where the Heartbreaker is explaining he has got to go. They can't be together. He can't handle them together. It's not her. It's the amalgamation of them. It's the relationship. That is why he has to leave. And the Heartbroken Woman begs him to reconsider, but Heartbreaker hangs up the phone. Right? So we're getting weird with it right off the bat. As soon as this part ends, the stage show starts. And there's strobe lights. The stage, there's a bunch of weird shit going on. I'm going to do my best to explain, and Ryan's probably going to correct me. There's like scaffolding.
I don't know if I have enough context to correct, even though like there's a lot of visual call outs to future David Lynch works.
So there's like scaffolding on like the right side of the stage. There is a car, like an old-timey car, towards the back right side of the stage. In the foreground, or a little bit closer to the foreground, there is a medical gurney with a figure on it. All of this is in the fucking dark, by the way. And then running across the top of the stage, it looks almost like power lines, but there's like, looks like a little cardboard cutout of a plane or two on those lines.
Yeah, for people who are like familiar with Broadway shows, it looks somewhat similar to like the late 90s, early 2000s revival of Jesus Christ Superstar.
See,
the one with all the barbed wire fence.
It's got like the barbed wire fence and all the graffiti, and it's like it almost like what it kind of looks like, it would look like to me at least, was remember the Super Mario Brothers movie when they went to like Koopa Town?
Yeah, and they met Mojo Nixon.
Yeah, but how did they kind of, it's
Fucking
all
love that
shown in
movie.
kind of one set. It's all the same set the entire time.
Yeah, yeah.
It reminds me of that.
Okay.
Okay, so strobe lights are flashing across this scene. There's really discordant, out of sync percussion that starts, and then shrieks, periodic shrieks that are going to occur for the entire rest of the runtime. This is a musical cue in the intro that you're gonna want to pay attention to because it comes up a lot later.
And this song without lyrics is played in the first episode of Twin Peaks in the Double R Diner, the first time we meet Bobby Briggs.
Okay, so that's right. We get our first song. This is sung by the dream self of the Heartbroken Woman. And she starts singing the first song in the show, which is Up in Flames. It is all of these songs are about a relationship ending and being super bummed about it.
Well, you know what I'm super bummed about right now? The fact that we got to cut to ads because there's going to be two short episodes, baby. Two short episodes.
Did we mention that at the front that we're going to do two shorties?
No, that's why I mentioned it right now. It's going to be
right.
two. It's going to be two shorties, because it's only like 50 minutes long, and it's weird. It's one of those things like you should watch it. You need to watch to understand what's going on. It's free on YouTube. Take 50 minutes. Go watch it. It's good. I promise.
I know me and Rich enjoyed it.
Yeah,
I know that much.
And like while you're watching it, like I don't know. Give us 5 stars on like all of the things you listen to us on, and go to our Patreon and give us $1.
No, better yet, give us $5.
Better yet, give us $10.
Oh, that'd be so cool of you. I'd love it if you gave us $10.
Oh, if we got $10.
Anyway, listen to these ads. And we're back. Hope those were good advertisements. Because like I said, hopefully you're gonna get less of them on this episode because we're gonna do a shorter one. Just as a consequence of what we're covering here.
Yeah, I think the advertisement was basically just for a skinned deer.
I hope so.
Oh, they know where to get a skinned deer? I really need a skinned deer.
Yeah, but look,
I need him to dance for me.
It's a scam, man. It's like those individually wrapped bananas. Like they give you the skinned deer, but then they sell the skin on the side. You know, you're getting robbed out of a part of the deer.
I don't need the pelt. I just need that sweet, sweet deer flesh.
No, you need the pelt too. If you don't have pelts, what are you going to hang from your belt or fashion a hat out of? I
don't intend on staying warm throughout the winter. They can keep the pelt.
That's short-term thinking, baby. So the only thing I want to mention specifically about the lyrics in this song, the part that got me, because otherwise, again, it's very one-dimensional. It's being upset about a relationship ending, but repeated several times is "You should have shot me, baby," which I was like, "Oh shit, this is basically an emo song." Hell yeah. So during this song, a topless woman acrobat is climbing about the scaffolding structure that's on the right side of the stage, while a man in, like, I want to call it an old-timey outfit. It's not strictly an old-timey outfit. He's got like slacks and suspenders and like a button-down shirt on, and he's just sort of twirling in the air. That is the best way I can describe it. He's on wires. He's doing front flips and back flips, but he's sort of spinning,
twirling towards the future.
Twirling.
There you go. So this I found odd. I don't know what those things are supposed to represent.
Probably but the ego, the super ego, or the id, or some bullshit like that, because art.
Yep, I guess. I guess.
I'm just gonna be obstinate and like throw out the most obvious bullshit fucking answer that any art student would give for all of these.
I don't know. Like, I feel like on his deathbed, Lynch would be like, I was just fucking with all of you. None of
I
it meant
hope
shit.
so. I'd love it if that was the case. I
He's
think
like,
it would be even more like artistically valid if that was the case.
I feel like that's the case every time I get this ultra weird shit that I watch, and people are like, "This is amazing." I was like, I feel like we're being fucked with.
Oh, you want to really feel like you're being fucked with? Watch some Alejandro Jodorowsky movies. That dude was a legitimate con man who like started more or less a baby cult. Not a cult about babies, but like a little tiny itty bitty cult.
A cult for babies.
Not a cult for babies. Oh, fucking speaking of cults, I was at Goodwill today and I found like 2 cult indoctrination DVDs. I bought them both.
Oh, I might have to
I mean,
borrow
that's
those from
dope.
you.
I'll send you fucking pictures of them in the group chat because
Please do.
they look wild. And they're from the same fucking esoteric order.
I'm curious if I've heard of them. Just keeping an eye, keeping tabs on cults is a little bit of a hobby of mine. So
I mean, it's like new age fucking magic cult bullshit. It's great.
The other week when I was driving through Pennsylvania, there was a series of kind of culty billboards, and the guys I was driving up with, they're like, what cult is this? And I was like, I don't know. I'm like on their website reading, and I was like, I really don't fucking know. It's weird. It was some weird mix of like Kabbalah and I feel like that's where it started, and then it got really into true names of things.
Oh, sympathetic magic.
It was bizarre. I still have their website open. Every once in a while I go back and try and decipher it. I'll let you guys
just
know.
try to figure it out.
Yeah.
So anyway, this musical number ends with the topless lady like crawling around and through the car several times in erotic fashion. I don't know that I necessarily agree with Ryan that she was fucking the car. It was more like
she's
giving
fucking the car
a little bit of a lap dance.
Okay, all right. I'll take the lap
scenario.
dance.
Okay,
She's
yeah,
definitely
right.
gyrating on the car. There's some bumping and some grinding involved.
Yeah, the part that did make me laugh is when she slid through the back window and then did the heel kicks.
Yes.
Yeah, the fucking heel kicks. I was like, what is this, fucking Tarantino film?
Oh shit, he was a producer. He was not.
So at this point we transition into song number 2, I Float Alone, which is mostly about feeling lonely after a relationship doesn't work out for you. If there's a deeper message here, it's subtle in a way that I personally simply cannot grasp. To give you a sense, is like some of the lyrics are like, floating through this darkness all alone, love is gone in darkness, cold as a stone. That's the gist, right?
Yeah.
There's no weird shoot me baby line in this one, so I'm gonna give it fewer stars than the first song.
This is the one where she's like fucking levitating with the wire tricks, right?
Yeah, she's fucking flying. That was the part that got me, because visually, like, that's really entertaining. I was like, oh shit, she's fucking floating around.
I do like the camera work on this. I think it's kind of interesting, and I'm kind of curious the actual like camera rig setup that they had to get these types of shots consistently.
I feel like it was a bunch of art students getting to work on a David Lynch production, you know what I mean?
Yeah, they're just like, yeah.
Sorry, I just distracted myself with imagining an art student being like, I'm filming this whole thing upside down. I'm holding the camera upside down, and we'll just flip the image when we go to production. You're like, what does that do? That doesn't do anything. You're just being fucking weird. I'm not saying that's what happened here. I just could easily imagine it being a thing. So the floating around the stage during the performance of I Float Alone seems pretty appropriate. But the lyrics finish, and then we get some discordant piano music. And I'm guessing at this point in my notes, I specifically put, I'm guessing most of the musical outros are going to include some discordant music. And I have a feeling I'm going to have to say the word discordant a lot in this synopsis. And
I'm
I was
surprised you
not
didn't
wrong.
fucking change it up with a little cacophonous.
I thought about doing that too, but the noise level doesn't rise to the point where I'm like, this is cacophonous.
Okay, that's fair.
Cacophonous is like loud, right, and
Yeah,
overbearing,
loud, loud, discordant, chaotic.
okay, all right, yeah. Discordant to me is just really like you're like these notes sound fucking wrong. I'm not. I don't play music.
I would say at certain points, Julie Cruz does do a caterwaul. And we're just throwing fucking sound words out there.
Hell yeah. I fucking love vocabulary, man. Let's get them all in.
Words are so cool. I wish they were real.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one. So, and this is probably a good portion. This next portion is a good part to end on because I was so fucking confused. So let's just set up the intro, and that can be the cliffhanger for this truncated episode. So next, we get a well-dressed little guy.
That's Michael J. Anderson. He was a Santa's elf.
He's got a dapper ass hat on.
Oh, I loved this part.
and a swank outfit, and there is a log on some rudimentary sawhorses.
He's wearing basically the exact same hat that Pete Martell wears in Twin Peaks.
There you go.
There's your Twin Peaks reference.
Well, I mean, if you have Michael J. Anderson in a screen, it's a Twin Peaks reference.
Yeah.
Plus, the fucking the lumber mill is a major plot point in Twin Peaks.
Yeah, this right here is as close as we're gonna get to
me getting either of you to watch Twin Peaks. Yeah, I know.
Or covering it on the podcast outside of Patreon.
Watch Twin Peaks. It's fine.
Watch Twin Peaks. If you like this kind of music, you'll actually like a lot of the musical acts that show up randomly on there.
All right.
In the fucking 2017 reboot. Well, not reboot, like return, finishing, tying up all the plot points. Fucking Trent Reznor just shows up for an episode once. And he just does some of his like weirder and more ambient Nine Inch Nails stuff.
That makes perfect sense.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say he does Trent Reznor things. So I'm gonna be like, oh, so how many people did he sexually assault?
Oh shit, is that a fucking thing?
Yeah, I thought so. I didn't know that. I know fucking Manson did.
Oh god, wait, I should probably.
Yeah, I was gonna say, don't make me cancel my boy.
No, I'm worried about me being canceled for just throwing out these things.
Look, man, not for nothing. It's a broad barn to fucking hit, but let's at least make sure before they start coming after us for slander.
Yeah.
That being said, I'm perfectly comfortable from a legal perspective of saying that fucking Danny Masterson got 30 to life apparently in sentencing.
Oh, okay. So also what it was Marilyn Manson before he was, or I think as he was trying to like
decancelify himself.
Yeah, he was like, oh, well, me and Trent Reznor like three-way assaulted somebody. And Trent Reznor was just like, the fuck you talking about?
Oh, yeah, good. Fuck
yeah,
that.
Fuck
then.
Manson.
Charles, right?
One of them.
All Mansons.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
No, man, Maryland was cool. Not that Maryland, but the actual. No.
And I was like, wait a minute.
No, what? that's the Monroe.
You're thinking Monroe. Not all Marylands.
Not all Marylands are. Fuck all Mansons. Not all Marylands.
There you go.
There we go.
Drag that one back from the edge of the cliff.
Yeah.
So my favorite imagery here is that because it's a stage show, there is a mic boom with a mic held directly up to this log.
Yeah.
And this dapper little gentleman is just sawing at it, but without any sort of urgency or rhythm. Is just like and this goes on for an interminably long time. Just this guy sawing a log directly into a microphone. And then, if you could imagine this, dear listener, it gets even fucking weirder. But I recommend you tune in next time to see where this fucking fever dream concludes, because I'm at my limit and we are about halfway through this stage show. Let's give our own outro without any discordant piano music or the sounds of women shrieking. And just recommend that maybe you check us out on social media. You can find us on X, Xing it up, at cagefight_pod. Well, I'm trying to get our account to be a little bit more active. I'm just in a very, very busy non-podcast portion of my life right now, but I promise we'll be back threatening the health and livelihood of Elon Musk in no time. So, give us a follow early, and then you'll get to see that good shit when I have time to get back to doing what I do out of just a pure sense of love of the game.
Yeah, you can also check us out on patreon.com/Nic Cage Fight. I feel like I say this every time, but $1 a month gets you every single episode without ads. We put entire uncut episodes up there. You get episodes 2 weeks early. They're uncut, just a heads up, but they're still early. You get additional content. And yeah, you just get a bunch of stuff. It says what you get in there. Just go to the Patreon, check it out.
Look, man, getting it uncut makes cocaine more valuable. Why wouldn't that transitive property apply to podcasts?
Yeah.
You could step on the episode more, split it up into bags, give it to your friends in exchange for money.
Yeah, you just, you buy us for $15 a month. You can sell it to 30 of your friends for $2 a month. That's capitalism, baby.
I think we're describing.
I was gonna say, I think you're you're describing fucking people bootlegging our podcast, which cool.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
yeah, I'm okay with that. Honestly,
flattered by that than people actually paying for.
If somebody wants to bootleg our shit, you gotta fucking record it onto cassette tapes and then distribute it that way. Otherwise, we're coming after your ass legally. It's not cool if you don't do it that way.
It does have to be on a cassette tape.
I do feel like our very small listenership in Russia is actually doing that.
Fucking A. Das Vidanya, brothers.
Yeah, we do have Russia listenership, which I noticed. I was just like, I wonder what's going on there.
They're just taking these and pressing these on the old X-ray plates.
Glad somebody else knows about that.
All right. Thank you, as always, for tuning in. Promise we're going to bring this strange tale to its conclusion in our next episode. And as always, listeners, we appreciate you.